Well, I'm in quite the congenial mood right now, so along with there being a new banner trailer out right now, things are seeming pretty good right now, at the very least. Hey folks, and welcome back to another video. We've got another banner trailer coming up, and while I've already seen the thumbnail of it, it really shouldn't surprise anybody, because this unit, who's probably going to be the last one shown for this banner, was either going to be on this banner or the legendary banner, if that gives you already a hint. If this video didn't already give you a hint, but it's like, whatever, it happens though. But I'm very curious to see who these new units are. I have no expectations at all, so I'm looking for quite the surprise, honestly. I just want to be, you know, pleasantly surprised. That's really it. But hey, if you like this sort of stuff, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this content. Anyways, let's get started. I know I usually say this every time, but genuinely, I have no idea what to really expect. Like, I usually go into this stuff with, like, literally no expectations. So it's just like, what's going on here? Okay, fucking new mystery. So we've got, was the Wolf or Sedgar?
Lord Hard inside.
Jesus Christ. Somehow I wasn't at all caught off guard with it. Okay, no, I was caught off guard, but I didn't expect it at all. Why did I not think they would do Arcane at all? Oh, what is her name? I forget.
I try to save up, but
Malice. Okay.
It goes back
Okay.
out again.
That doesn't surprise me at all that Malice is on this banner either. I'd say people have been wanting her for a while, I think. Art might be a little weird to get used to, but yeah, I'll take it. Sure. Fine. Good God. Alright, who's a demo for this? Oh God, what is his name? I forget. Good God. Let's see if one of the other ones that people kill off.
Comrades and I,
Roshea.
as the Coyote's men.
Or Roshea. I don't know how you pronounce this name. I think it's Roshea or Roshea? I don't know. Huh. That lance. I'm pretty sure that's already a thing. Is it not? I'll see later. Wait, so it's just those three? They really brought this song in. The Ascended hero? Wait, what? Is it like a new hero, actually? Huh?
This weapon
Like new hero type?
were granted to me by the great Niffle, god of ice.
I'm sorry. I'm just finding it funny that they're using this song again. That's all. That's literally it. So, I mean, to save. Yeah, everyone expect that. Hardy fighter. Okay, sure. Why not? Oh, and they cut down the song a little bit too. Well, not surprised. Wow, new Fjorm. Is anyone surprised? No, not at all. Oh God. So who else was supposed to be here, I feel? I think it'll show it after, as a matter of fact. Oh, yeah, there it is. Next, wait, is that Mathis? I think that's his name, I believe. Then Roshea is, yeah, 4-star focus, obviously. And then, wait. Okay, I mean, that would make sense. You'll receive one Ascendent Floret when you summon an Ascended Hero. Okay. To when an Ascended Asset? Huh? Wait, what is that supposed to be? And so you can get out an Ascended Asset without using Ascended Floret. Wait, huh? I'm sorry, I'm confused as to what this is supposed to be. Is this just adding on more stats? Is that what that is? Ascend traits. Oh, when you visit the menu for the first time, you also get more. Huh. Okay. And then, yeah, obviously, there's the whole spark thing. I think, because I'm going to have to look at this as well. When I see through that, I might actually have to consider actually sparking here myself. At the very least, myself. Just because that seems interesting. I don't know. I need to look it over, honestly, because I'm very confused, but it's like, okay, whatever. What a while. Let's go on to the units, though, because, okay, I'm going to be a little cheese. Where is Sedgar? Exactly. Should he be here, or is he like a GHB? No, I'm going to check Twitter really quickly. See if he's actually here somewhere or not. Because, it doesn't mention anything about the GHB. So I'm going to have to check Faye, then. I'm turning down my audio so you don't have to hear Sharana going like, Fire Emblem Heroes. If it'll actually load. Meanwhile, I'll just go over Wolf super quickly, though. Well, he's going to be a 5-star, colorless cavalier. Colorless bow cavalier, sorry. I don't remember the last time we've gone, honestly, one of these. Mostly just because I don't remember. Because most of the time, we've been getting a lot of colored bows recently, just to fill that up, whether that's premium or non-premium. So, it doesn't really surprise me at all. So, I mean, I'm honestly okay with it. It makes sense. Before we go on to the kit, though, I'm actually going to check. It's just previewing all that stuff. Yeah, Sedgar is a GHB. Okay, that would make sense. Yeah, because you have all the other coyotes or whatever that group is called. Wolfguard. I don't remember what it's called exactly. It makes sense that they're all there. So Sedgar is free. Thing is, both Wolf and Sedgar aren't exactly, you know, reclass gods here in Fae, but it's like, whatever. But let's see what Wolf has got so far, at least. So he's got a Keen Coyote Bow. Grants attack +3, effective against flying foes, sure. At start of combat, if unit is relatively healthy, equal or above its 25% HP, grants attack and speed +6 unit during combat, and also, if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe can counterattack. So, if I remember this correctly, and I'm not checking anything else, this is basically Jill's weapon, like the effect of it. Because I think she has like either speed or slaying for her like weird base effect sort of thing. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if the innate value of being 25% HP is the same, but otherwise it's word for word the exact same. You get attack and speed +6 during combat, at start of combat, actually, yes, not just initiate. But you know, yeah, if you initiate, then you can basically have desperation. That's the whole thing about that. Seeing that on a 2 range, honestly, I'm trying to think if I like that more on Wolf than Jill. Mostly just down to the whole range sort of thing. Because you can do a bunch of like weird sort of things with that. Mostly just that you can pick someone off from long range and then get out of there. Especially if you're not moving too far up. And you have like far trees, for example. And you can at least get back a little bit. I don't know. It works, honestly. Perfectly fine. I just wonder if you can really use this to really get at your opponents, I feel. That's what I'm curious about. And I probably can. It's just, I don't know. But the effect honestly isn't bad. I don't mind that on a 2 range unit. I really don't. Otherwise, it's got reposition. Makes sense. Has defense res snag 3. I wish this wasn't on him just because I feel like this would be interesting on like a 4-star unit, like a 4-star focus in general. It doesn't have to be an actual demote. Have it on like a seasonal, doesn't matter. Because I'm trying to remember. I don't remember which one New Year's Caden had, because I know he had a snag. I don't think it was attack speed, but I know it was attack something. So I'm just mostly just curious as to see if defense res snag 3 would be a nice budget option, I feel. I don't know. But I can see this definitely working out, at least as like a budget option, just overall for anybody who could maybe want it. Because, I mean, I don't want to say anything weird, but I feel like, for me personally, I've used Panic Smoke a good bit before. I feel like I haven't gotten too much use out of it, just because I feel like I haven't gone up against a lot of teams with Panic Smoke to really see it actually inflict panic on someone and actually be like, oh, wow, I noticed that Panic Smoke actually gave me value. Like, I don't notice that at all, really. I genuinely don't. So seeing this actually be, like, I think I'm just like, sure. So you could easily just grab Life and Death 4 and maybe defense res snag 3, especially since he's the only one with this skill anyway. If you really wanted to mess around with it, go ahead and give it a try, at least on somebody. I don't know. But, I mean, it's not going to be obviously the best. But I wonder what this sort of, skill could possibly do. It's going to be set, like, basically a budget defense res menace, since you probably can't get your hands on that since you have to get like a Zeke or whatever else. And since that already activates innately, but at the same time you can move and then use reposition and then apply it closer on. I don't know. It's all really weird. It's all very finicky sort of stuff. It's like, you know, you have to mess with that in practice to really see if you get value or not. But theory crafting isn't going to be enough no matter what I say. And Life and Death 4. Infinitely going to be useful if you're really looking for that skill. Mostly just saying that out of bias because I was waiting to get it for so long until I pulled a free summon Igren a little bit ago. I just needed this skill for a while just to have, so it works out. It doesn't show his stats, obviously, but I can see him being just, you know, overall pretty fast. I'm curious because it's past CYL 5, and I don't remember if there were any other Bow Cavaliers released since. So I guess I'm mostly just very keen on seeing what his stats are going to look like for his class type more so specifically, just down to the fact that, I mean, he's the first, I think, post-CYL 5 Bow Cavalier. And when you have a stat line that's more or less going towards this weird offensive sort of thing, More so, I guess, in a way, it kind of looks like it's high attack and speed. Some defense and, like, no res, I feel. Probably going to be the case. It's like, well, there you go. But yeah, I think that's really all I need to say about that. At least that I can really think of to make things unique. Because, I mean, let's be honest. The reason I don't really go into giving sort of, like, build ideas and strategies is mostly just because why theorycraft that sort of stuff? Because it usually just ends up being, like, a very similar sort of thing. You can apply that sort of stuff to anybody. Like, if you have a Python, for example, or a Wrath, God forbid that, you're basically going to give a similar sort of kit to Wolf if you really want to use him. Because it's tried and true on a bunch of other vocabs already. It's just like his stats are better, and he has a perf that's pretty good here, let's be honest. It's just like, there's nothing really new, nothing that varied. It's just like, you know, mess around with what you think would be cool, because it's your game, play it how you want to. Literally. But, I mean, besides that whole rant, it's like, just do whatever you want to do. Trust. Whatever you do is going to work out fine. Literally. Anyway, so we've got ourselves another sword infantry. This time we've got Malice. So let's see what she brings to the table specifically. With her Spendy Scimitar. I believe that I'm saying that right. Accelerates, so slaying. Okay. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to her stats during combat based on the number of times the unit has been enhanced using dragon flowers. Oh my god. So 1 or more times grants +6. 0 times grants +4. Okay. So I guess I realized that the whole super investment thing with Farina is going to be like on her. And I kind of like that just because, I mean, well, I don't think you have to pay Malice to be on your squad nearly as much as you need to for Farina. Like, that's 20,000 gold to comparatively... I actually don't know how much you have to buy or have to spend for Malice. Because no one of them, I don't think you have to. I don't know about the other. At least when it comes to her recruitment in different games. I generally don't remember. I haven't played through Arcanea. But I don't think it's anywhere close to 20,000 gold, let's be honest. But seeing it like that, I mean, sure. Even if it's not, it's just like, you know, kind of maxing it out to where it still works out. You're getting the max amount without having to put in as much. And I mean, to be fair, this is only, you only have to put in 40 flowers, literally. Comparatively, when you would have to put in basically about, what is it? Like 400 or 600 to get the most out of Farina. It's definitely a lot easier, especially when infantry are pretty spent on a lot as is, just because of all the different values from like older and new units. Makes sense that you only have to put in at least 40 to get what you want out of her. I think that's cool, honestly. If unit has been enhanced using dragon flowers 2 or more times, okay, now this is something. Neutralize effects that grant special cooldown charge +X to foe, or inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit during combat. Okay, so this is her secondary effect. Because I believe, did Farina have a dull, I think, for her sub effect? I believe it was, if I remember correctly. But seeing something like this only for 2, which now that gets up to 120, which still isn't too bad. You're going to be getting up on her HP and whatever is higher at base, which I would assume is either, it's either her attack and speed, let's be honest, just for a unit like this. You're going to be getting just any special cooldown charge stuff, like no guard on you, and now cooldown acceleration for your opponents. I mean, that works out, honestly. I mean, if you're really looking for a little something that just kind of works out without having to do too much. Because let's be honest, the majority of this is basically free. So, I mean, I guess what does suck, though, is that she's only getting off these effects either by initiating combat or being near an ally. Is not permanently there like how Farina has it with her stats, which kind of sucks, but I guess this is a way of sort of dealing with it. It's not too bad. I feel like the only thing that she really misses out on, though, Malice, it's mostly just down to not being able to guarantee her follow-ups with like being able to have like null follow-up or whatever. Being able to make sure that they go through if somebody tries to cancel it out, which sucks. That's my main concern here, because it feels like needing null follow-up in some sort of way, or at least having something that prevents foes from canceling your follow-up. I feel like that sort of thing is now like a really big thing to have. Like, it's basically meta. in a way. It feels like that to me, at least. I don't know if everybody feels like that, but in a way it feels almost necessary, at least with taking out some really dumb threats right now. Not just saying just Fallen Edelgard, I'm saying more so in general, that it's becoming a little bit more of a nuisance, and that it's nice to at least have at least a player no follow-up, at the very least, just to make things work out. That's really the only thing she's missing out on, but I don't think it's that big a deal, especially if she has the special cooldown ability in her weapon, which honestly isn't too bad, because there's not too many units with this. I mean, Ira, doesn't Byleth have this in some regard? And I think maybe like one or two others, I don't remember, but it's mostly just those two I remember. So saying Malice with it honestly kind of works out, and you at least have some other stuff you can work out with. Luna as a special, I mean, it's something that's technically 2 cooldown, and you'll probably want to run something else to make that work out. You can probably work at this with base, especially since you're not getting screwed over by guard. You could probably give on like Times Pulse if you have it for fodder and make it work out, sure. Otherwise you've got attack speed push 4. It works. There are some other skills you could probably give on over better than attack speed push 4, but I guess it helps with dealing like maybe a little bit more damage with Spurn, although I don't think that's really too big a deal. But hey, another unit with Spurn, and I mean, it makes sense since it originally came out on an Arcanea unit, and I'm pretty sure it still is on just Chris? I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I mean, overall, I mean, it's sword infantry, so what do you expect? There are a dime a dozen at this rate, all with similar sort of effects. So seeing something like this, I mean, it's definitely into fresh air. It makes things, you know, a little spicy, seeing a more refined version of Farina. At least Farina's weapon concept, and being putting in some dragon flowers to get some effects. And while it's not, I think, as consistent when it comes to the abilities proccing as Farina, I think the execution comes off a whole lot better. But I don't know if that's just bound to her class type. And just how fluctuative it can be to spend infantry dragon flowers, or if this is just a net positive overall, and that they took feedback from Farina and been like, okay, it's really weird giving all of this amount of dragon flower investment into one unit, so let's make the effects at least a little bit more varied, and it's going to be fine because it's still future proofed. You really just have to give her 40 dragon flowers if you just want the stats, and that's all +6 stats. So it's just like, there you go. It's whatever. It's not that big a deal. Otherwise, I mean, you can really just put on whatever sort of sword infantry kit you want. Those one are, they can be creative sometimes, sometimes not, but it's like, you know what you're sort of getting out of these sort of units. Just, it really just comes down to weapon, and it's not terrible. Honestly, I don't think it is, but I guess it really just depends on how some people see these sort of Dragonflower sort of ability skills, but bonus stats, and then the special cooldown charge ability, I don't think that's too shabby. Honestly, I don't think it is. All right, now we've got Roshea. I think, yeah, because when this weapon, yeah. So this is Courtly Candle, I believe. Dancer Elgin's weapon. I don't remember if that's the weapon it's actually called by, but that's what this is. A sort of combat, if units HP is above half, grants attack and defense +5 during combat, and also if foe can make a follow-up attack, reduce damage from foe's first attack by 50%. So putting this in the permanent pool actually kind of helps, just that you're not having to put down however many Dancer Eldigans to put it on a unit if you really want to. And especially down to the fact that if you still don't have Dancer Eldigan built up, this saves you from having to sacrifice one of them as fodder. You can just use Roshea and be perfectly fine. And now you can build up that Dancer Eldigan to +10 if you haven't already. So there you go. They've also got Speed, Defense Form 3, and Distant Guard 3, along with Drawback. I'm trying to think. Distant Guard has been on however many Grill units, that's whatever. Drawback, so many. Speed, Defense Form, I don't remember if this has been on anybody pretty cheap, because I remember this at least, this is on Fina. I remember that much. I don't remember who else this could be on though. But seeing this in the 4-star pool, or a 3 to 4-star pool, at least after this banner is over, I'd say that's pretty good, honestly. If you really need something a little bit budget, forms are okay. I mean, you've at least been able to see them as seals, but then again, those are seals. As an A skill, it's like, whatever. But if you're a super, super budget, it could possibly work out, maybe. It's not like it's anything like attack speed or attack defense form, but this is still okay with being able to be like somewhat of a defensive tanker, just getting whatever you need. You get some speed and defense, basically that. It's like whatever, sure, it's something if you really want it. Do I think it'll be his 4-star skill though? I think it's possible, just given the fact of how many units we already have, or at least more so how many grill units already have Disengard 3. Because there's at least like 2 or 3. I don't remember fully each one of them. I don't think Renea has it. No, it's like Kronia and then like 2 others. One of them I think is like a red mage or whatever. But it's possible they might just have that as a 4-star skill, since speed defense form is this is the first time it's in such a rarity pool. So it's possible. I don't actually think that Disengard 3 is in the 3 to 4 pool, now that I think about it. So it's possible that is. I'm honestly not too sure. I really don't. But I mean, outside of the kit, I mean, it's really going to depend on his stats, really, honestly. I mean, you've got yourself a new fresh Lance Cavalier that you can put a lot of stuff into. It's just, you know, whoever comes out next is going to have equal or more stats on Roshea. So it's like, you know what you're getting with this sort of unit. So it's like, have fun with it, I guess, if you're really going to try to plus 10 Roshea, just because of the fact that, you know, new Lance Cav. But you know what you're getting out of all these. It's not like he's going to give you anything like Brave Ellie Wood or Brave Erica or anybody that actually has a perf weapon. It's just having plus 10 low rarity calves like this, you know what you're going to get out of them, because they're all going to be the exact same, except they don't have all of like the neat tricks that they would like to have, simply down to them, you know, not having a perf and not being able to do certain things, because it would be nice to have them do all the things to be able to take out meta units, but you know, they're just not going to, just down to the fact they don't have a perf. Simple as that. Alright, so lastly, we have Fjorm we can at least talk about. I mean, we already kind of knew what sort of thing she was bringing with Nifl's Bite, but I don't fully remember it, so I'm going to go over it again myself. So it's Slaying. You can counterattack regardless of foe's range at DC. If it is within 2 spaces of an ally, restore some HP after combat, and also if foe is 2 range, neutralize effects that prevent her counterattacks. So yeah, it's that one part of counter disrupt. I remember that now, yeah. Because this is the first time that we've seen it on a unit in, honestly, forever, it feels like, because Null C disrupt is not really used that much. So it's like, okay, does that really surprise anybody? At least it's something. And it helps us especially because she actually has attack res far save in her kit as well. So it's like, sure, why not? It's there. Ice Mirror, regular Ice Mirror. I mean, it's not a bad skill, all things considered. I just don't know if it's necessarily like the best thing, because like, I don't know. I think it just depends on the playstyle that you're using your Fjorm with to really see if you get more value out of 1 or 2, I feel. That's my take on it, at least, because I think that's what a lot of people have other said as well. And I kind of agree with that. Not every time you're going to need one or the other, so it's like, you know, just use whichever one makes the most sense, I feel. I don't know. Then you've also got Steady Posture 3 and then Hardy Fighter. Neutralize effects that guarantees foes follow-up attacks during combat. Sure. Start of turn 1. If foes attack triggers special. Get special cooldown -2. Huh? Wait. I'm confused. Whatever. If foes attack triggers special, and special has a reduced damage by axe effect, special triggers twice, then reduces damage by 5. Simple. Special has the reduced damage by 50%, where we can just take an Ice Mirror effect at that point too, because just to make sense of it, so 30%. Effect and no other damage reduction triggers. Reduce initial damage by however much, then reduces remaining damage by that again for a total, reduction of, well, in this case it's 75%, 30 and 30. I don't remember what that is together, but you can imagine what that is. It's like having on, for example, if you had like a dodge skill and then flame doing that 30%, it doesn't equal it to 70% at all. I forget the math for that though, but I know PM1 has done it before. But you get that. Remaining damage is then further reduced by 5. Each special trigger is calculated as a separate activation. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. This is so much of a... I don't want to say it's like necessarily a mindfuck, but I'm not quite reading into this. Mostly just because it's kind of melting my brain right now. It's a lot getting at you. Like, this is the only time I think that I've really ever had an example where I genuinely have to read like an essay here, and it makes no sense sometimes. The example at least makes some sort of sense to what the number is trying to be. I thought it was, at first, I thought it was like, okay, you reduce it by however much, and then the second attack, you reduce that same amount. But no, I don't think so. But I think what it's really trying to hone down on is being able to reduce a lot of the damage a lot more. So in this case for Ice Mirror and that sort of stuff, since it's a 30, then you're getting the 30 amount again. And then on top of that, another 5 like you would, I think, with Shield Pulse. Because I think that reduces it by 5 as well. And then obviously you have Ice Mirror also boosting that damage as well. What I'm confused about though is like the very start though. At start of turn 1, if foe's attack triggers special. Just because I'm really dumb. Is that like decreasing yours as well? I think, honestly, I don't remember. I generally don't because I'm just confused. My brain is just kind of hurting right now just from looking at it. But you sort of get what you're trying to understand here. It's just a fighter that basically is just an armor specific sort of shield pulse type thing. Except you're reducing a lot of damage. And I mean a lot. Like, if we're talking the whole 50% thing again, for example, if that's even a thing that you can even do, considering it, because it's just an example, it's like whatever. But if you had that, it's like you're reducing the damage by 75% and then a further 5. Not 5%, I think that's 5 HP reduction, I believe. So, like, what is this one? So you're getting the 28, and then how much does it do in total? Let me just play it, actually. It didn't even show me the number. I'm dumb. 9. Because I know that definitely applies there. So you're going from 28 to 9. I'm trying to think then as well, because then 9, 14. So it goes up to about, like, your damage, or, like, you're reducing, like, half of it. And then a little bit more. I think that's what that is, at least the calculation here. If you're getting like the 30% upon 30% and then an additional 5, you're getting a little bit more than half. But I think Party Fighter is going to make it so that it reduces half of that damage and then an additional 5. I think. I'm not a mathematician. I don't know math really at all. I was doing terrible at it. But that's what it looks like, at least from this one clip. I don't know. Somebody else is going to do the math here and be able to answer all these questions. You're not going to get it from me, though. But that's just my best guesstimation from what I can do here. And the limited amount that I can do here from a live discussion of content. So you're welcome with that. But overall, I mean, she's just, you know, a save unit. Kind of what you would expect here. You have the DC, the Slaying, the Guard, and then the huge damage reduction. And obviously Ball of Stats. Probably going to be similar to what she had in TIMPSTAMPS. So it's like, whatever. Sure. But I feel like this whole thing, like, the unit is like whatever, but it's more coming down to what she's going to have for that Ascendant Flower. Also, I can't remember if that, yeah, because that should be Mathis, right? Unless I'm actually dumb and that's actually Sedgar. I'm really dumb. I'm not going to be able to truly answer this, so if that is either of them, please tell me. I don't know, or I'll put it in post reduction like right now. I just don't know. I really don't. But what I want to look at, and also, okay, so that actually answered my question, because I also wanted to know as well if this Ascended Fjorm was also going to be in the permanent pool as well. And I know it would otherwise say if she wouldn't, but she is. So there you go, I guess. And then the Ascended Flower. I can play this without the audio, obviously, and I can just look at it myself. So whenever you are going to summon Fjorm, you're going to get one of these Ascended Florets, or whatever it was called, or Florets. So you can use it to add an Ascended asset to your stats. So, okay, so it is that. So you're giving a unit basically 2 assets, or 2 boons, if you really want to call it that, since people are still doing that, since, I mean, boon asset, same difference. And then I believe you get one just overall as is, just with this new update or whatever. Ascended heroes can add an ascended flower or an ascended asset without using a floret though, just because of, I guess, just whatever. Oh, her stats are actually there. Oh, okay. So she's got 43 HP, 59 attack, 45 speed, 31 defense, 33 res. Makes about as much sense as you would expect it to be. She's a pretty, you know, fast sort of armor. Sort of akin to, was it Winter Silphus? Something along those lines. But she has less defense and res, which I guess for stat allocation reasons, but also comes down to the fact that she also has that weird damage reduction sort of gimmick here with Ice Mirror and Hardy Fighter. So it's like, there you go. That's what you would expect, I guess. Actually, wait, no, because this is a +0, so she's got the 33 here. So technically, actually, wouldn't this be... It's either going to be 36 or 37 then. Actually, it just depends on if her res is... if her minus res is a super flaw or a super bane. I don't know. You're just going to have to wait for the Dynamite to figure that out. So then... Okay, that would make a lot more sense then. But there you go. They can add on another asset because they're Ascended, but anybody who isn't is going to need one of these. You're going to get one with... Is it this update? I'm going to assume it is. Yeah, all players will receive it when visiting the menu for the first time. So yeah, they're going to have to add that. I wonder if you have to do a new version, though, with that. Because honestly, I don't know. Maybe you don't need to necessarily. Who knows? But you're going to get one of these for free. And then, obviously, because this is a new Heroes banner, you've got Spark. And, I mean... If you really want to get Wolf or Malice, I mean, go ahead. But you're kind of missing out on getting a Celestial Stone and an Ascended Floret. So it's like, sure, I guess. But I mean, if you got the orbs to really drop on it, and honestly, I might do that just so I can have another unit with another one. Just because I have a lot of units that could really use that Ascended asset, honestly. Because that's going to help out a lot, especially if you have other units that have more than one super boon, especially in the stats that they really wanted in. I don't know if that's really going to help out when it comes to overall like scoring, for example, if you're not using like a dual skill, if that'll help out with overall BST. But even if it doesn't, what matters is that you have more stats. And that's what is going to help out a lot, especially for older units to catch up. I kind of like that. Although I kind of hate that it's just tied to summoning one of these Ascended heroes. But something tells me that this is not the last we're going to see of these Ascended heroes. I don't know if Legion's going to get one anytime soon just to finish up with the whole Ice and Flame story, or if we're going to get anything for like the Asker trio, or if the book 6 free unit is going to be an Ascended hero. I don't know. But it kind of seems like things might go in that direction. That's my sort of copium I'm huffing right now, or hopium. But look forward to seeing maybe more of these, since this is our only way of getting them, is by getting these heroes. And why would they do this now than to at least tease out, hey, we're going to get more of these units in the future. Get ready for it. So, okay, this has gone on for way too long. Overall, though, if you did like this sort of banner, since I was actually a little surprised that the... I'm going to assume it's a Wolf Guard or whatever. I didn't expect them to be here. I didn't expect the whole Floret thing. I think I'm more interested in that than the banner itself, but that's just because, well, you know, more stats. Why not? So, if you like this sort of new item or like the banner overall, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Let me know if you're actually going to be pulling on this, because, I mean, new item, new free stuff. It's like whatever, well, I guess. But overall, if you did like the video, though, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you want to check out more of my content later on. I know I keep saying that there's content coming. I don't know at this point. I really have to just feel for it. But if you want to stick around and see what I've got coming in the future, I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys for watching this video as well. And yeah, everybody, my name is Val, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye-bye.